Now, onto the Stayers Hurdle on Thursday. Last year's winner was the big tip on this show just last year. Are we tipping him again, Lizzie?
Teahupoo.
Yes.
Yes, he is the highest rated he's been. He's still only 8. He's last year's winner. It is a younger field this year. It's a slightly more unexposed field. We don't know quite as much about them and their potential.
Okay.
But I thought he ran a good race behind Lossiemouth. I thought I heard you say you weren't so sure. But that was over 2 mile 4, which is obviously a shorter trip than this and would very much be Lossiemouth's sort of area. And his whole season revolves around this race. Gordon Elliott knows that this is his banker for a Grade 1, and he has to make sure he gets in there spot on.
Gosh.
So the whole season revolves around it.
Goes very well fresh as well,
Yeah.
which is why he's been saved for it.
Like, I don't want to sit here and be like, oh, every odds-on shot is going to win. But I think even when you try to be original, you just keep coming back to the fact that this horse he's not over the hill yet. Like, he's not like an old boy coming back to retain his crown. He is a young horse. He is only 8. And last year, I was like trying to pick holes in it. And I thought, oh, maybe he didn't win that well. Home by the Lee was 2nd. He's still in this race this year, but he still won it. And I think that I would be surprised if Gordon lets this Grade 1 slip through the net.
Oh, gosh.
It's hard to disagree with what Lizzie's saying there, but just slight nervousness with me would be the ground if it really dried up. I remember interviewing Robbie Power after he rode this horse a few seasons ago on proper spring ground. You know, daffodils are out, the Costa del Gloucester have moved in, it was scorching, and or the Gloucester del Sol, whichever you prefer, but yeah. And Robbie Power got off, said never run that horse on good ground again. Just said his knee action and everything. That would be the only thing that would worry me. If it didn't rain for a week and it's kind of watered, new course, good to soft, I think that brings the others much more into it. You see what I'm saying? But look, Lizzie's right. He's the best horse on all-known form. We have seen him once this season, and he got thumped by Lossiemouth in a weirdly, strangely run race over 2.5 miles on deep ground. How much you read into that, I don't quite know. As Lizzie says, it's all about one day for Teahupoo. He's going to be the Irish banker. And many people, he's the kind of the nap of the festival.
Right.
He's going to be the one you're relying on. But I won't put anyone off him. But at the same time, it's not. I probably want to see all my eggs in a basket, ducks in a row, whatever the phrase is. I'd want to see him there on softer, heavy ground at a shorter price than suddenly, it doesn't rain for a week. And I think others will come into the equation, if that's the case.
Well, you like the look of Lucky Place, though, don't you?
Well, it comes back to this young up-and-coming argument. Nicky Henderson, this horse is, if you look at ratings, he's improved with every run.
Right, okay, I see.
But he's not actually won over 3 miles yet.
No.
Which is a concern.
It is a concern, but I actually thought he looked as though he really, in the New Year's Day race over 2.5 on deep ground, he found plenty for pressure.
Right.
And when he ran in last year's the handicap hurdle over 2.5, he flew up the hill into 4th. Yes, it's right. You do not have that tick in the box, whether he will get 3 miles, but visual perspective suggests he will. And he's young and he's improving. So I think there are some younger legs in here. Again, I think Teahupoo's got a deeper race in a weird kind of way than last year.
Right.
But he is the best horse. So yeah, I'm not gonna back Teahupoo, but I totally respect him. But I think there are younger legs in here who could give him something to think about.
Yeah, do you know what? I like that because there's pros to it and there's cons to it as well. So that's very interesting.
How about Langer Dan?
How long have we got? Well, yeah, it sounds like he's going to run. I mean, this horse is an enigma, isn't he, Lizzie, in the sense that, he's won the last 2 Cheltenham festivals in handicap company. Obviously, his weight shot up so much that, I don't think they can go down that route again. Dan Skelton said they will run him here. He says his training's abysmal. He says he's at home, he's absolutely useless. But for whatever reason, they put him on the track in the spring and he comes alive. Well, he's going to need to here. And he's got to also prove he can stay 3 miles. There's a lot of ifs. But
he ran very well at Grade 1 level at Aintree last year.
He did.
He was only beaten.
He comes alive in the spring and you're taking your chance he does again here. But he could easily do so. And, you can't knock him as an each-way player.
Okay, well, we've hit that time of the show again, Lizzie. Who's your winner and who's the value pick?
So I've gone Teahupoo, obviously,
yeah.
and I am going for Lucky Place as the...
Oh, you are you?
Yeah, I am, yeah.
Same line of thinking then as well.
I agree that he won like a stayer over 2.5-4 in the rail keel, which is a known trial for the stayers hurdle.
Okay, Ed, you're not back in Teahupoo, so who's your winner and where's the value?
Right, Lucky Place. I don't think he'll be out the 3. Another horse we haven't mentioned, trained by Gordon yet, called the Wool Park.
Okay, is Lucky Place your value or is that your winner?
Well, I mean, it'll go as my value play.
Okay,
I really like the Wool Park here.
Okay.
And it comes back to this ground argument. He's got lots of form on a sounder surface. Look, he could still go elsewhere, to use that phrase again here. He's got the option of the per temps off top weight, but the vibes are he's going to run here. He is your old-fashioned dour stayer. You go back to when he won at Cheltenham in Handicap Company in October. He was off the bridle coming into the home straight. He's a little bit reminiscent in his running style of horses like an Ingles Drever or a Paisley Park, in the sense of he's going to make it look hard work, but he just keeps finding. And a lot of jockeys say, Lizzie, for 3 milers, you like those horses that kind of race a bit behind the bridle and save a bit for themselves and just keep fighting. I think he's an out-and-out, he's a heavyweight slugger, if you like. He will just stay and stay and stay. And I think he's probably the value play in here. So, yeah, I'm Lucky Place to the Wool Park versus the field each way. That's mine.
Yeah, he's another one of the younger horses. You know, he's only 6 years of age.
Oh, right, okay.
And you're really hoping that he's going to be the next generation. I think last year, Teahupoo was running against, you know, the old boys, like Paisley Park, Dashel Drasher, like all the Home by the Lee, like all the same faces. That's the lovely thing about the Stayers division, is that they've all kind of given everything a bit of a go. They might have tried to be champion hurdle horses, they might, like, 2-mile hurdlers. They might have tried to be chasers and it not taken to it. And then you end up with very good horses at Grade 1 level, obviously, that kind of don't really have a home. Yeah. And so they all become staying hurdle horses.
Big Bucks did famously.
Exactly, yeah. My stepdad trained a horse called Reb de Savola. He was he was an awful chaser. Like, he hated it and he tried to go round them rather than over them. And it's lovely. I always sort of imagine them all down at the start, like, oh, you've turned up. You're doing this now, are you? But there's more of a thing now of people targeting that section with younger horses. And this year we'll learn a lot about some of these horses.